I am going to teach accountancy. My name is Yelsi. Today I will teach advantage of accounting. Advantage of accounting. Number one, financial information. Financial information about business. Number two, assistance to management. Assistance to management. Number three, replaces memory. Number four, facilitates comparative study. Comparative study. Number five, facilitates settlement of tax liability. Settlement of tax liability. Five. Number six, facilitate loan. Next, facilitate sale of business. Number eight, evidence in court. Evidence in court. Evidence in court. Number nine, assistance in event of insolvency. And number 10, helpful in partnership account. Partnership account. I have written 10 points. Advantage of accounting, financial information about business, assistance to management, replaces memory, facilitates comparative study, facilitates settlement of tax liability, facilitates loan, facilitates sale of business, Indians in court, assistance in event of insolvency, helpful in partnership. See one by one. Number one, financial information about business. Accounting helps to the management or other needy or interested persons some information, some financial information. such as profit earning or loss incurred. It is the financial result or financial performance. In addition to profit earning or loss incurred, we can also get information about the financial position. Financial position can be ascertained, can be known through balance sheet, can be known through balance sheet. If the accounting is maintained systematically by following the convention, concept, and principle, it may provide some specific information such as profit earning or loss incurred and financial position of the business enterprise. Second, assistance to management. Management often requires accounting information. For what purpose? Number one, for decision making. Decision making. Second, exercising control. Exercising control. Number three, making plan. Making plan. Making plan. Management often requires accounting information for taking decision. For thinking. What will the selling price of the product? So, the management needs accounting information for making decision or future. Next, exercising control. Management also wants to control the cost of production. So, management requires accounting information. Number three, making plan. Management prepares plan for achieving the required results or predetermined goal. So without making planning, the management cannot get the desired goal. So, in other words, you can say that accounting information or accounting assist to the management or decision making or exercising control and or making plan. Number 3 point replaces memory. If all the financial transactions are recorded chronologically, systematically, and by following the rules, regulations, conventions, customs, etc., then there is no need for the human being to remember the transactions. So accounting records replaces the memory. No need to remember the transactions. Number 4, facilitates comparative study. The businessman also compare the financial result year by year. Financial result is compared by businessman or management year by year, whether these sales are increasing or decreasing, whether the cost of production increases or decreases, or what is the speed of increase in cost of production. Because management will have to, owner will have to, businessman will have to control the cost of production. So, are comparing the result year by year, we need, our management needs accounting. Next point, facilitates loan. Banks are financial institutions sanction loan on the basis of profitability, on the basis of profitability and paying capacity of. In addition to this, credit worthiness, credit worthiness. So, in order to take the loan from bank or financial institution, the accounting records are submitted before the bank or financial institution. Banks or financial institution study the accounting records and especially profitability of the business enterprise, paying capacity and credit worthiness of the business enterprise. If all are favorable, then the bank sanctions the loan. So, in order to get the loan from the bank or financial institution, accounting is essential. Next, facilitates sale of business. If any businessman wants to sell his business to someone, then what would be the purchase price of that business will be determined on the basis of accounting. That's why it is also one of the advantages of accounting. Next, evidence in court. If the accounts are maintained systematically, properly, chronologically, or date-wise, it can be submitted in the court as evidence, and it is accepted by the court of law. Next, assistance in event of insolvency. If the business enterprise is insolvent, then it will have to show its accounting records that its liability is more than its asset. Now it is not in a position to run the business in future. Therefore, accounting is essential. Next, helpful in partnership account. Helpful in partnership account. It is essential, accounting is essential at the time of admission of the partner, at the time of admission of a partner. Number two, retirement of partner, retirement as well as death of the partner, death of the partner. At the time of admission of a partner, the incoming partner desires to know the financial result and financial position of this firm. So, an incoming partner can know the financial result and financial position of the business if the accounts are maintained properly. So, accounting is essential or is helpful at the time of retirement of the firm. Similarly, when a partner retires from the firm, what amount is to be paid to him? What is the amount which is to be payable to retiring partner that can be ascertained by maintaining the proper account? Similarly, in case of death of the partner, if any partner dies, what amount will be paid to him legal heir or executors, that can be ascertained by preparing proper. So without maintaining the accounting, we cannot get all the information. Therefore, we can say that accounting is too much helpful for partnership. Up to the next question, demerits or limitations of the accounting. Limitations of accounting. See, limitations of accounting. Limitations of accounting. There are so many shortcomings or drawbacks in accounting or demerits in the life. Point number one, accounting is not fully exact. It's the first point. Number two, unrealistic, unrealistic information. Number three, accounting ignores, accounting ignores qualitative, qualitative evidence. Number four, accounting ignores effect of price level changes. Price level changes. Number five, accounting may lead, accounting may lead window dressing. Window, window dressing. Window dressing. I have written five limitations of accounting. You see one by one. Number one, accounting is not fully exact. The first drawback of accounting is that it is not fully exact. It is not true. If you say that accounting is not fully exact, you have to give the argument. It is true that most of the transactions of financial character are recorded in the books of account on the basis of evidence such as cash memo, receipts, voucher, etc. In addition to this, are even then some are regarded on the basis of estimate. Means some expert estimate the sum expenses that cannot be supported by any evidence. Just I want to explain it to the example. Annual depreciation. Annual depreciation is equal to cost of asset minus scrap value. Scrap value VALUE divided by estimated life of asset. Estimated life of, this is the formula to find out annual depreciation. First, let me explain what is depreciation. ordinary language. Suppose a business enterprise has purchased machinery on 1st April 2019 for rupees 1 lakh. This machine will be used for full year, and now the final account will be prepared at the end of one accounting year on 31st March 2020. Now, the expert will estimate that the 10% value of this machine will decrease. So 10% suppose 10,000. Then after 1 year, the value of the machine will be 9. So 10% of 1 lakh will be 10,000. So this is the reduction in the value or price of the asset due to use throughout the year. This is called depreciation. Means reduction in the value of asset. It may be due to wear and tear, accident, or the use of machine. So this is the meaning of depreciation. Now I have written one formula. Estimated life of. Suppose the value of machinery is rupees 60,000. The machinery has been purchased for rupees 60,000. Suppose 55,000 can be changed. Amount 65,000 is scrap value. The scrap value of this machine, when the machine becomes useless, even then it can be sold as a scrap, and it can get back to suppose 5,000. And then annual depreciation. Annual depreciation is short. Annual depreciation is equal to cost of asset is 65,000. Scrap value is 5,000. Suppose the life has been estimated 10 years. 10 years. Then the what will be amount? 65,000 minus 5,000 equal to 60,000 divided by 10. Then the annual depreciation will be 6. And if the expert, suppose the other firm estimate the life of the same machine to 12 years, then you can see to the same example, annual depreciation equal to 65,000 minus 5,000 if the life is 12 years. Then you may calculate 60,000 divided by 12 is equal to 5,000. Now I want to tell you that this is the first example and this is the second example. Means only the difference of life and the useful life is estimated. Now the question arises, which one is correct? Whether the life of the machine is 10 years or 12 years. If you sold the 6,000 in that side of profit and loss account, and if you sold the 5,000 in that side of profit and loss account in the second example, so there will be difference of rupees 1. So we can say that accounting is not only indirect. This is the first. The next example, provision for bad debt. Provision for bad debt. You have shown goods on credit to many customers. Some of them may not make the payment. You may doubt. Suppose you have shown goods on credit to different customers. Suppose Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, D. To Mr. A 10,000, to Mr. B 20,000, to C Mr. 30,000, to D Mr. 40. Total credit sales is 1 lakh to different customers. 40,000 plus 30,000, 70 plus 20, 90 plus 10, 1 lakh. Now you may estimate that 1% is doubtful to be realized. Some may estimate 2%, then the accounting cannot supply two pictures. That's why we can say that accounting is not producing. If one estimate that 1% is out, so 1% of 1 lakh, and suppose other estimate that 2% is out, there is no any evidence, no cash memo, no receipt, no any document, then you can say that it is totally based on. So if you estimate, some may estimate 1% is out, some may estimate 2%, some may estimate 1.5%. Now the question arises that two pictures cannot be ascertained from the RIT. So it is said that accounting is not fully accurate. Number two, unrealistic information. Accounting provides unrealistic information. If the business enterprise accounting is maintained by following the going concern concept. Going concern concept. According to this concept, it is assumed that business will continue for some time. And just at the end of 1 year, we find out the financial result or participation of business. And at the same time, we also follow the conservative or conservatism convention. The conservative convention is followed is to play a safe game. Then under this convention, all the probable losses are regarded, but probable incomes are not regarded. Therefore, we can say that accounting supply unrealistic income. Number three, accounting ignores qualitative events. As in the previous lecture, I have told you that only monetary transactions are recorded in the books of account. Qualitative events are not recorded because these cannot be measured in terms of money. Qualitative events such as efficiency of workers, efficiency of management, cardial relation, between management and labor, good public relation. Though these are very important, there is greater impact of all these qualitative elements on the profitability of the business. Even then, these are not regarded in the books of account. It is so because these cannot be measured in terms of money. So we can say that accounting ignores qualitative events. Number four, accounting ignores the effect of price level changing. In accounting, assets are recorded at historical cost. Suppose the machine has been purchased for rupees 1 lakh. Then we minus the depreciation, rupees, suppose 10%, at the rate of 10%, 10,000. In the next year, the value of this machine will be 90,000. So on, it will be shown in the asset side of balance. Now the question arises. here, the value of this machine has been shown in 90,000. The question arises that whether the same machine can be purchased by spending rupees 90,000 from the market. This amount may be more or lower than the exact value. It has been shown as in the book. In the book, you have shown only 90,000. It may be more or less than the actual value of the machine. That's why you can say that the company is not affect the price level change. Because the price of the asset also changes time to time. But we show the value of the machinery on historical basis year by year. And the next is accounting may lead window dressing. Window dressing term means practice of manipulation of things. Practice of manipulation. Practice of manipulation of. This is the meaning of window dressing. The account is maintained in such a manner to show in very durable position in comparison to real position. As closing stock is overvalued by closing stock, closing stock is overvalued. If we show more value of closing stock, then the gross profit will increase. Ultimately, net profit will increase. It is a manipulation of it. Similarly, suppose you are going to prepare your final account on 31st March 2020 and you have purchased goods on 30th March 2020 for rupees 1 lakh. Your purchase is rupees for people. If you do not show this purchase in the next account, in the same accounting period, the profit will increase. And if you show this expense in the debt side of trading account, gross profit will decrease. Consequently, net profit will also decrease. So these are the limitations of accounting. Thank you, guys.